Almost, but not. Nope, you never make champ that way. Shoot.
Out of all the watering holes in Monticello, why did you have to pick this one?
I like it here. I feel very safe.
No wonder the police headquarters is across the street. I bet you half the patrons here are off-duty cops. As a matter of fact, I just saw two of our very old friends over there, Steve Guthrie and Calvin Stoner.
Do you have something against Monticello's finest?
Oh, no. But I fear they may have something against me.
Oh, relax. No one's going to come over here and read you your rights.
We would have done better to eat at a bar frequented by defense attorneys.
We have committed no crime.
It's not for want of trying, darling.
All you did was take a hot-to-trot spinster up for a cocktail. She loved you for it. You did her a favor.
Raven, that was the act of an accomplice.
You weren't involved, so stop complaining.
This is going to be the last you're going to hear from me about this because I don't intend getting involved again.
Really?
Yes, Raven, I intend to walk the straight and narrow from now on. I'm sorry, darling. As much as I'd like to see you happy, I have to draw the line somewhere.
And you're drawing the line right now?
Yes. I do not intend helping you to kidnap your baby.
Oh, you don't? That's okay. I'll do it myself.
So he started to climb right out of the hole. That's right, just like that. He pulled with his front paws, that's his front paw, and he pushed with his back paw, that's his back paw. And in a little while, his nose, that's it, he was climbing. So with a nod of thanks to his friends, he went on with his walk through the forest, humming proudly to himself. But Christopher Robin looked after him lovingly, and he said, "Silly old bear, just like you. Silly old bear. Well, into the bed, and good luck to all of us. You won't be able to get away with this tomorrow night, you know, because your babysitter then is going to be a cop. You have to behave yourself. Won't get away with pushing him around like you do your old dad."
Logan.
Yeah.
I have to admit I'm having certain reservations about all this.
Why?
Well, I'm not at all sure that hiring an ex-policewoman to take care of Jaimey is the wisest thing.
Well, seems like a practical solution.
Oh, I realize the necessity of keeping a watchful eye on him, but turning the nursery into an armed camp could cause more problems than it solves.
Can't think of anything else to do, can you?
I don't think we're creating an atmosphere that's very conducive to raising a child.
A lot better than the atmosphere Raven would give him.
Heaven knows that's true enough.
Yeah. We just got to keep her from getting her hooks into him, Geraldine. If that means an armed nurse, well,
Good
that's...
Lord.
Okay, I didn't mean that literally. Mrs. Cobb is an ex-cop. Well, look at you, yeah. She's also a mama and a grandmother. We ought to give her a chance. She'll be just fine. That's probably her. I'll get it.
Logan.
Oh, hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Come, please, come in.
Geraldine.
How lovely to see you.
Well, where's Mrs. Cobb? You come in separate cars or what?
Mrs. Cobb called me an hour ago from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh? Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh. That's great. That's terrific. Was she about ready to get on a plane? Because if not, there's not much chance of her joining us this
Well,
evening, is
she
there?
just called me from the airport, but she just arrived. It seems that her sister took sick, and so she's got to go help run that household.
Well, then when does she plan to return?
Not for a couple of weeks, at least. So, well, she said she's very interested in the job, and she wants to talk to you about it when she gets back.
Well, it's all well and good. I don't know what we're going to do in the meantime.
Well, I happen to know somebody who's interested in the job, and she's available immediately.
Well, that's wonderful. It's a shame you couldn't have brought her with you tonight.
She's right here.
Deborah? You mean you?
Of course, why not? I want to do everything I can to help make sure that Jaimey stays where he belongs. I haven't had much experience with babies, but hopefully the experience will be a good one for both of us.
When can you start?
Well, now, wait, just a minute, Logan.
Is
just
there a
minute.
problem?
Oh, Deborah, surely you must know that there's no one I'd put more trust in than you. But it seems to me you'd be taking on a rather heavy burden.
Well, Logan keeps telling me what an angel Jaimey is.
But you have such long, hard hours as it is. Are you sure you want to add this to an already full schedule?
Cops moonlight all the time, and I would give you any minute I had.
Geraldine's got a point there, though. I mean, your schedule fluctuates, mine does, so does hers now. We need somebody that can look after Jaimey full time.
Well, I've got it all figured out, Logan. More often than not, when I'm working, either Steve or Calvin is off, so they can cover for me at headquarters, or here if necessary.
Steve and Calvin.
Mm-hmm.
The Monticello detective and babysitting squad, perpetrators apprehended and diapers changed. This I've got to see.
Well, I think it's very kind of Steve and Calvin to volunteer.
Well, I wouldn't call them up just yet and thank them, though.
Why not?
Because I haven't told them that they volunteered.
I have so many great big darts in that itty-bitty bullseye. I just don't think there's room for any more. I'm afraid I'm the champ, and you get to buy dinner.
All right. Hey, Hal, bring me the check. Here's
You
two.
got it.
Well. Look who's here. Here, keep it.
Thanks a lot.
I think I have a bone to pick. Well, isn't two of the beautiful people of Monticello?
Ah, Detectives Guthrie and Stoner. How thoughtful of you to stop by.
Elliot? Ah, Mrs. Swift.
Ah, detectives.
Kind of surprised to see you in a place like this. I mean, it's sort of a police hangout.
Well, we thought we'd come see how the other half lives.
Nice to see you. Come on.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought I'd maybe stay and talk with my friends.
Yeah, well, I'll see you in a minute.
Elliot saw you come in, but we didn't want to go over there and ruin your little dart game.
Never a dull moment in your life, is it, Raven?
I don't know that my life is any of your business.
Lady, when your antics start affecting my friends, it becomes my business.
What do you mean?
Logan told me about your visit to Jaimey last night. Don't you know there are laws against kidnapping?
It was a social club.
Raven, tell me, how in the world did you convince that nurse to take a powder and leave you alone with Jaimey?
I told Logan. When I got to the apartment, the door was open. The woman was obviously irresponsible. I hope he fired her.
Raven, you were halfway out that door with Jaimey when Logan came home. You don't know how lucky you are. He didn't have to work late.
Officer, what is the purpose of this interrogation?
Do you have something to add to the conversation? I mean, did you have a hand in this?
I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about.
Then butt out.
Detective, for your information, I have more rights to Jaimey than Logan does. And I really don't care to discuss this any further.
You know, Logan, for the life of him, can't figure out why you want Jaimey.
The ice in my drink seems to be melting.
Raven, why don't you get off his case? Losing Draper was hard enough on him. He doesn't need you.
You sent Draper to jail. So I guess we share in the responsibility for Logan's misery.
I'm sorry, what?
Tell me something, Detective Guthrie. I'm curious. How does it feel to be instrumental in Draper Scott's death? No, it's true. You were the arresting officer, right?
You don't know what you're talking about.
Why don't we all just take a deep breath and count to 10?
No, honestly. It seems as if they're trying to set some kind of record for solving a murder case. The way they arrested Draper before all the facts were in.
What are you saying? Are you suggesting that we enjoyed arresting Draper?
Draper happened to be one of our very best friends.
Oh, really? Well, with friends like you. I mean, why didn't you believe Draper when he said he was innocent? All his real friends knew that he couldn't possibly have murdered his mother.
Now, just hold on a minute. Even after the conviction was in, it was us who busted our backs to try and prove him innocent. Now, doesn't that mean anything to you?
Oh, sure. It means that you obviously felt guilty about taking Draper away from April and Julia.
Yeah, talking to her is like talking to a brick wall.
Why do you want to press the point, Raven?
Because I feel like an injustice has been done to Draper Scott by these people.
Look, lady, let me tell you something.
Hold it. I think I just saw the chief come in, and that's our cue. You two have a pleasant evening.
Touching, aren't you?
Oh, Chief. Hey, Steve, Doc.
Hey, Chief. Dr. Kavanaugh, don't have the chili burger.
Listen, Derek, I got an awful lot of work to do. I really ought to be getting back to the lab.
Hey, remember me? I'm the guy who assigned that work to you. You can wait a half an hour.
You're the chief.
I get the impression you'd rather be other places.
Well, I'm a little surprised you invited me out for this friendly drink.
Well, I had a little more in mind than simply shooting the breeze, Miles.
What exactly?
I thought it'd be good for us to sit down, nice and quietly with a drink, and talk about the way things are.
Regarding what?
First of all, I'd like to know how you've been feeling.
What is a sudden interest in my health?
It's not a sudden interest. I want to know if those amphetamines have worked themselves out of your system.
Just about. Why? Has my work been up to par? You about to tell me to shape up or ship out, something like that?
On the contrary, I'm very pleased that you decided to come back and give us a hand in the forensics division. I value your work very highly.
That's good to hear.
That doesn't mean I think everything's copacetic. You must be as aware of the tension between us as I am.
I hadn't given much thought to our relationship, to tell you the truth.
Well, maybe you should.
Why?
Because I'm finding it increasingly difficult to deal with you giving me the cold shoulder all the time.
You see, I wasn't aware that co-workers had to be buddies.
Miles, I was hoping that once those drugs worked themselves out of your system, that you'd be back to the old friendly guy that you used to be. But if anything, you become even more hostile towards me, and damn it, that aggravates me.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
Well, Miles, I just think that you've given me a bad shake. If you listen to me, I want to straighten things out.
Well, you ordered the drinks.
You're not a captive audience.
Look, you want to know something? Do you want to know when I'll feel a lot better about you?
When?
It's when I discover that you are interested in some nice young woman who does not happen to be my wife.
Miles, I've had to deal with a great many changes in my life in a short period of time. So I decided that socializing had to take a low priority, at least until I got things straightened out.
Yeah, well, you've managed to socialize a little bit with my wife, haven't you?
And all of those were business-related meetings. Miles, I spend almost all of my time in my office trying to prove that I deserve this job. I don't have much extra time for socializing.
All work and no play, is that it?
Miles, my marriage and my subsequent divorce, they weren't very pleasant experiences. I wasn't very good at the dating game before I met Ivy. I'm not very good at it now.
Well, I'm sure if Nicole were available, you'd get yourself back into the scene very quickly.
I am not interested in your wife. Now, what do I have to do to convince you of that? We've never been rivals. I've never tried to take Nicole away from you. Not that I even could if I wanted to. She loves only one man, and that's you. She loves you very much, so why don't you stop being so damned insecure and jealous?
You telling me you don't have any interest at all in my wife?
Only as a friend. I think Nicole is a lovely woman, and when she walks down the street, she turns a lot of heads, not just mine.
Yeah, what really? What do you think I ought to do? Lock her away in a tower?
I think you ought to trust her.
That's fine, but do I trust you?
I'm not going to stop admiring her. That's any man's privilege.
I guess that's true.
But I promise you, Miles, it's only from afar.
Well, well, well. Look who's here. What is it, the boys' night out?
Mrs. Swift, how are you?
Derek, I told you to call me Raven. Hi, Doctor. Well, I saw these two handsome men walk in, and I just had to come over and say hello. I hope I'm not interrupting anything terribly important. I'm with a friend, actually, but I wanted to come over here and ask you how April was.
Well, she's beginning to bounce back.
She's staying with you and Nicole, isn't she?
No, actually, right now she's with the cars.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. I'll have to call her tomorrow. I want to do everything I can to cheer her up a little.
That's very sweet of you.
You know what? I've been a very naughty girl. I remember the last time we talked, I promised to have a chat with you, and I've been so busy.
No, you don't need to apologize. I haven't had much free time myself.
Oh, have you found the girl of your dreams?
No, I've had my hands full at the office.
Would you like to go out tomorrow night?
That was sudden. I really don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, come on. I'm giving a dinner party, and I need another bachelor to sort of round out the group, and I would like someone attractive like you.
I'm very flattered at the offer. I'll have to get back to you.
Oh, come on, Derek. You should circulate. I promise you'll have a good time.
I'll make time. Yes, I'd be glad to.
Terrific. Wonderful. I'll call you tomorrow and to tell you the time and the place.
Thank you very much.
And in case you're wondering, I'm not going to stick you with some old frump. The extra man is for me. Bye, Doctor.
Okay, Geraldine, so as soon as the schedule comes out for next week, I'll look at it and give you a call. We'll work something out.
Deborah, I can't tell you how much we appreciate what you're doing.
That's for sure. Here, I'll get the door for you. Okay, you drive carefully now. We're counting on you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks again. Bye-bye. Well, what do you think of our security force, huh?
Actually, I'm very pleased.
Yeah, it's, I gotta admit, it's a lot nicer than trusting Jaimey to a stranger.
It seems to me that between Deborah, Calvin, and Steve, we're going to have to give some basic lessons in baby care. But I have an idea they'll learn very quickly.
Yeah. I think Deborah's going to be very good for Jaimey, and vice versa.
Yes, they did seem to take an instant liking to each other.
Jaimey, you know him. He gets along well with everyone, except his mother. He has very good taste.
I think it's absolutely absurd that we have to use these safety measures, that we have to protect that child from his own mother.
An ounce of prevention.
Raven has been thwarted twice now. I just hope she has sense enough not to try again.
Not much hope of that. Not much hope at all. Whatever game Raven's playing, you know she's playing to win.
Yeah. Hiring someone to guard Jaimey, it can't last forever. That's no way to raise a child.
No. I don't like it any more than you do, and it's not going to last any longer than necessary. I promise you that.
That's why it is absolutely essential that those adoption proceedings begin at once.
Wheels are in motion.
You must establish paternity, Logan, so that if Raven institutes any kind of custody suit, you will be in a much more favorable position.
Well, I'll give Draper a call first thing. I'll call my car first thing tomorrow morning and
Logan,
see. It's all right. I'll get used to it. Say goodnight to Jaimey. The deal was, I read you the story and you went to sleep. Can't trust anybody these days. But, yeah, well, this is the last night. No more Winnie the Pooh for you. Tomorrow night you're gonna have to listen to Once Upon a Time on the Narcotics Squad. I'm warning you, though. I'm warning you. You be nice to Deborah. You got a lot more experience being a baby than she does being a babysitter, and that is for sure. And you get tough with her like you do with me, and she'll just haul you up in front of a judge. Yeah, phew. Lawyer humor. I don't blame you for not liking it. It gets worse when you get older. Squirmer? You little squirmer. Yeah. You gotta be nice for Deborah, though. You gotta promise me that, because she's a nice lady. She's helping us out a lot. Yes. She's gonna see that we get to stay together, you and I. She's gonna help us out. I'm gonna rest a lot easier knowing that she's here. It's you and me, Jaimey. You and me. You want to go back in there? All right. Anything you want. Anything, anytime. All right, here we go.
Well, I'm back.
How long?
What do you mean by that?
I thought we were to spend the evening together.
Oh, poor Elliot. Were you left out?
You've become quite the social butterfly, haven't you? Hopping from table to table.
Well, I saw some friends, and I had to go say hello. That's one of the prices I pay for being so popular.
Ah, yes. I wasn't aware you knew the chief of police.
Well, there's a lot of things you don't know about me, but I like it that way.
What could you possibly have to talk to him about?
Things.
Thank you for elucidating.
You know something? I'm very happy that we came here because I'm beginning to see who my friends really are.
Really?
Yes, you're not overly anxious to help me get what I want.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because the chief of police just may be very happy to cooperate.
You're dreaming, Raven.
Let's go. By the way, Elliot, about dinner tomorrow night.
Yes, where would you like me to make reservation?
Don't bother. I won't be able to make it.
Seems as though a harmony is hard to find, always on our mind, and frustrated days pass without sight, the edge of night, half dark, half light, as we watch our hearts trying to hold the tenderness that we once had, halfway glad, halfway sad.